What's up, man? It's your boy Jay, aka The Strategy, aka Mama. There goes that man again, aka I'm so disrespectful, aka the man by many names. Yo, dog, this was the best Walking Dead I've ever seen in my fucking life. When they said at the beginning of the season that this Walking Dead shit was gonna get thick quick, I didn't believe it. Boy, but when everything goes wrong, who can you count on? Carl? Anywho, enough of that. Let's get into the review. Okay, the review starts off with basically, the episode starts off basically, Herschel's still trying to save these people. And Rick realizes, hey, I gotta get my shit together. So Herschel's up there basically doing his rounds, saving people, and people are basically have started dying. Glenn is helping, Tyrone's sister's helping, everyone's helping. And Herschel's trying to save these people, but lo and behold, boom, he goes to check on somebody, realizes somebody's down, and next thing you know, the whole damn cell block is flooded with fucking walkers. And when I say, like, it went from one walker to several, boom, it became crazy. So Herschel is killing walkers, but he doesn't want to kill walkers in front of the kid. Now Glenn is doing compressions on this one guy. I don't even know his fucking name. I don't even know if he had a name in the series. But Glenn is doing compressions on him, and he can't do it anymore. So he tries to yell for Herschel. Now Herschel is as he was doing his rounds, he saw that Tyrone's sister had passed out, and the other girl that she passed out also had turned into a walker. So he's fighting off that walker while he's trying to, resuscitate her. At the same time, the other guy who was in the cage, his son turned. He didn't want to tell Herschel, so he came out to help Herschel. His son was dead. He turned into a walker, came out and killed him. He shot his gun, hit the other lady with the walker, and then as she fell down, she attacked the other woman. So within a split second, half of the damn population that was sick died that fucking quick. And it wasn't even from the disease, it was because of a series of unfortunate events, which is a good book, by the way. You guys should probably read them. Anywho, so Herschel's down, Glenn's coughing up blood, and I forget that stupid little ass girl name. I'm telling you, I remember in season 1 and season 2 and early season how I wanted Carl to die. Carl is a certified badass, and somebody said that Carl is going to be like the savior of this group, because Carl got his shit together, and we're gonna get into that as we go into later, deeper in the episode and the review. But the little girl who was naming the walkers, I don't remember her name, I was praying for her to fucking die. I was praying. So like I said, Glenn couldn't finish the compressions, and Herschel said, if you can't, just yell for me and I'll come and take over. So as he went to yell, he couldn't yell. He started spitting up blood, coughing. He couldn't breathe. He was dehydrated. He was spitting up a lot of blood. He started choking on his own blood and whatnot. He passed the fuck out. The guy that he was doing compressions on died. So the little girl ran over, because I guess she heard it a little bit. So she ran over and she saw Glenn on the floor. As she's running over, the other guy begins to turn. So she started yelling for Herschel. Herschel's still fighting the zombies downstairs, that whole event that I just explained to you guys. And so he can't come. So this little dumb bitch, and yes, I said dumb bitch, she's like, come on, boy, come on. She's like, come on, boy, come on. Are you fucking serious? She's trying to treat this thing like a pet, like a fucking pet. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Are you? I don't know what she was thinking. Later on, she explained that he didn't kill Glenn, so she thought maybe, hey, he's not gonna kill me. Well, could it be he didn't kill Glenn because he didn't see him, that he saw you standing right there, so instead of going after Glenn, he just came after you? So she's trying to, come on, boy. She's walking backwards. She trips over her foot. The little zombie falls on her, the walker falls on her. The walker falls on her, and I swear for that 15 minutes I'm yelling at the screen, kill her, kill her, kill her. Now I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh Jay, cut her a break, she's just a kid. No, she's not a kid. It angers me that people in this world like her exist. People like Herschel, people like Tyrese's sister, the doctor, those type of people who are trying to help people, who are trying to make this world livable in, and people like them are probably, eventually they're going to die. No, she should have been the first one wasted. I'm talking about episode 1. Yeah, I went there. So anyway, the walker's on top of her. Herschel fights off the rest of the walkers. He comes and he gets off. Meanwhile, Maggie and Rick are outside propping up the wall, because as we know from when Daryl and them left, they ran into the cache of walkers, and those walkers are going somewhere. Eventually, they're going to come into prison. I actually believe the governor is somehow egging those walkers to the prison. I don't know how he's doing it yet, but I believe it's the governor who's doing it. It was more walkers, and it's more walkers on the gate. Now it's just Maggie by herself for a minute, because keep in mind Rick was gone for a second, so she couldn't keep them all off the gate because she was basically doing it by herself. Everyone else, Carl was in confinement with his upstairs, and he couldn't come down and help her, even though I think he should, and everybody else was in confinement. Tyrese, Nim, Daryl, and Michonne, and Bob. See, I told you guys I remember his name. They're all gone. So she couldn't keep it, so the gate eventually is going to fall. So she runs up to help her father, Maggie, when she heard the gunshot, and is basically Carl runs and he helps his dad. So him and his dad are putting up the blocks, and they don't know what the fuck's going on, and they're like, Rick says if it's bad, Maggie would have came back and got us, when all hell is breaking back in the cell block. And I'm like, you know what, yeah, he doesn't know, but it's a good father in blindness, a good father in what the fuck is wrong with me? It's binding time for him and his son. So as they're talking, and he lifts up the thing, and Rick kind of stops and marvel at how grown Carl has become. Carl is like, I got it. He lifted up, and Rick was struggling with it. Like, it's kind of like, like when you first beat your dad in a race and you realize like you're faster than your dad. That's like one of those moments where Carl's like, oh, my little man's growing up. No sooner does that happen, one of the logs break and all the walkers get into the fence. So Maggie and Herschel are going through the shit inside. Rick and Carl are fighting off swarms of walkers. So they run into this thing, they run out, and the walkers are trying to get in. So Rick's like, well, maybe I can drive the bus over there. So they realize they're gonna have to shoot him. They grab them, they grab like the machine guns, and the walkers break through the other fence, and they're coming at Rick and Carl, and like they're shooting, and like before that happened, Rick gives Carl like a crash course on how to shoot a rifle, and Carl and Rick are like just taking down walkers, and Rick runs out of ammunition, and Carl's like, hey, throws him one. Rick catches it, Carl reloads and starts moving back in, and Rick stops and looks like, wow, that's my son. Like, somebody said, I'm gonna say it again, that Carl is going to be like the savior of the race. We all thought Carl was a murdering bastard in the first season, which he was, but his dad brought him back for the light. And like I said, I think Carl is one of the few people in here, besides like maybe Michonne and Daryl, who have found a balance between old world and new world. So Carl is like a certified badass. Carl, this episode just jumped to number 4 on my favorite characters. It's still Michonne, Daryl, and Rick, but Carl is coming up. He might overtake Rick in the next episode. So Carl moves in and starts taking them out, and they finally kill all of them, and they show Carl and Rick going over, stabbing them in the head. And just as soon as they show that, guess who pulls up? Daryl and the rest of the gang pulls up. Daryl, Michonne, Bob, and Tyrese pull up. And I'm like, motherfucker. And Carl just looks at his dad. He picks up his rifle. He chambers one in there. He says, Dad, it's going to be okay. He said, I know it sounds crazy, Dad, but it's gonna be okay. And Rick is like, I can't believe this is my son. And Carl just, after he does this, he runs and he opens up the door. He take care of business. He's in action. And I was like, man, Carl has came so far. He came from a little annoying fucker in season 1, 2, and the rest of the seasons till being like this certified badass. So, he runs and opens the gate. Maggie and Herschel they're doing their thing. They save Glenn, able to put the tube, and they pull up, and Rick. I'm starting to like all these characters except for that little annoying bitch. It ended with Daryl is walking. He's like, where's Carol? And Herschel says, go talk to go talk to Rick. And he was like, she's okay, but talk to Rick. And he's like, okay. So they walk off, and everything is going peachy dandy. In the ending credit, they show the prison, and guess who they show? The governor. Yes, they showed the governor. So with that being said, we know now who's feeding the rats to the walkers. We know who's doing it. It's the governor. That's who's feeding the rats. I mean, the rats feeding the walkers the rats. The governor's doing it. So, yeah, it's the governor. And that's how they ended it. Great episode. The governor, I told you guys, either before the season break or a little bit towards the finale, the governor was going to get introduced. And he's getting introduced. We're approaching the season break. I think season break generally stops like 7 episodes in, maybe 12, depending. So around the 12th or 10th episode, they're gonna really be knee deep in that arc. I think they're gonna finish that before the season break because it's time to start a new arc. So, great episode. I'm liking all the characters except that little dumb bitch. I don't know her name. And the governor's back. He's finna wreck some shit. Leave some comments. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you like the episode. Tell me what's going to happen, man. Anywho, man, I'm excited. Everybody was talking about the series was starting to get stale and slow. I never doubted the Walking Dead writers for 1 second. So, hey. So anyway, this has been your boy Jay. Leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think, man. And I'm signing off. Konnichiwa, bitches.